So our next speaker is Dr. ANUPOM GANGULI. I won't say too much about his, we're sort of forbidden from saying too much about these careers, their careers. They're very humble people. But I will mention, I see he's got a degree with honours from India, he has a master's degree from Canada, a PhD from the USA, and an outstanding career. That's the abbreviated version. These people are so well qualified, but I had to stay up late into the night studying it all. And then I was forbidden to say it. It cuts into their talk time, you see. Anupam first learned about Bhagawan over 40 years ago when he received a booty and a note from Swami. He currently serves as the chair of the Media Committee and co-chair of the Environmental Committee of the Sathya Sai International Organisation. He is also a director of the Sathya Sai Society of America. And he's speaking today on the role of information in the Sai legacy. And I'm hoping, since a note is considered information, that he will tell us a little bit about that note that he got from Swami. Please welcome Dr. ANUPOM GANGULI.
I start with my humble pronouns at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. The one in all, the all in one, the all in all, and the one who is beyond all. Sai Ram, brothers and sisters. Loving Sai Ram to all of you. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the loving hospitality to come to New Zealand or New Zealand, as some people have told me. Acknowledging the loving welcome of brothers Neville, Krishnan, Murali, and his entire team from all the time we have been here. We're here to share Swami's love, his message and his works with you. And Brother Mark before me has talked to you about all of those things that Swami said to us before. All of them are so true that I cannot help repeating myself, or repeating him. There are 8.4 million species of life on earth, you heard, of which the human life is the rarest of them. And of them, the people who have seen the avatar, heard him, or been in contact with him are the rarest of them. Even more rarer than that, Swami said, are those he has called to serve him. Not everybody can serve him. I know this from experience. I have a friend who has been trying to go see Swami for a long time. He has not yet been able to. You have been called, and you have been called by Swami. Each one of you is special. You have a mission, and you are here for that mission. What I am going to share with you today is, in his infinite compassion and love, Swami gave us some instruments. And one of the instruments is the Sathya Sai International Organization. And he personally entrusted the leadership of that to Dr. Narendranath Reddy. And I'll share with you some of the things we have been doing in the organization. And I'd ask you to participate, take advantage of the tools that we have available to you. This is the first slide presentation, so please bear with me. If you cannot see from the back, let them know. And Brother Kevin Naidu has been kind enough to project it for me, and I will do my best to walk you through this thing. Everything comes from Swami. It is done by His grace and returns to Him. So everything here is dedicated at the divine lotus feet of our Bhagavan. Little bit of overview of the international organization. We have talked about Swami's message before, and now let's talk about his works. These are the works that are going on around the world. The entire world is covered by the Sathya Sai International Organization. This map is available in our website. You can take a look at it. There are 120 countries that are organized into zones, of which Zone 3, Oceania, is where we are right now. It consists of the countries of Australia, New Zealand, New Zealand, Fiji and New Guinea. And we are based here in Los Angeles, out out here, but we operate in all parts of this, and we have service projects, educational projects, human values projects, medical camps operating throughout the world in these 120 countries. The international organization is led by the Prasanthi Council and the Sathya Sai World Foundation, and the rest of the world is organized under it either by geographic areas, which is by zones, countries, regions, or by international committees, which are mission specific, and I'll show you some of the international committees. The zones and the committees work hand in hand under the guidance of the Prasanthi Council and the World Foundation throughout the world. This is the organizational structure, and we are connected as one. In the Prasanthi Council itself, Dr. Reddy is the chairman, and we have members from different countries. Brother Leonardo from Argentina, Dr. Harvey from USA, Sister Marianne Nair from Denmark, Brother Artam Jumsai from Thailand, and Brother Rohan Balasuria from USA. In the World Foundation, Brother Gary is the chair from USA, followed by Dr. Reddy from USA, and Mr. Sri Dora from India, Sister Marianne from Denmark, and myself. There are 13 committees of the SSIO. In the international organization, it's very active, and our work is growing year by year. And we want participation. We want participation from everyone. I will just point out a few quick ones. The Archive Committee has been recently put together to save all the legacy material, letters from Swami, artifacts, interviews, quotes, etc. Things which he has given us, like that lovely ring that Richard was showing in the morning. Those are archival material for generations to come. I'm sure you all agree that 100 years from now, maybe 500 years from now, people will wonder, did such a person ever exist? Did they ever receive all those things? We want to keep them, archive them. That's the job of the Archive Committee under the chairmanship of Phil Gosling from USA and Mario Battista from Italy. Education Committee, you are mainly familiar with the work of the Education Committee. That is being led by Dr. Paul Dahl and Sister Marianne Nair from Denmark. They're all over different countries. The Environmental Committee has recently been put together by the Prasanthi Council, and I chaired that along with Sister Petra von Kalinowski from Germany. And we are going to hold a conference actually next year in July in Prasanthi Nilayam. And you are all most welcome to attend and participate. The Events Committee organizes events, and Hospitality Committee looks after our devotees as they visit Prasanthi Nilayam. When you have a disaster, such as the one you had in Fiji recently, the Humanitarian Relief Committee goes into action. And that one is chaired by Alex Grana from the USA, and they operate in all countries and they have their own teams. Information Technology Committee supports our work. There is an Intellectual Property Committee that has been put together recently to make sure that our materials are copyrighted from misuse and abuse by other groups. I chaired the Media Committee. I'll show you a few of the works. The Medical Committee is very important. This committee, and there are several doctors here, I think Dr. Dinesh Lal is here somewhere, that put together the camps, the medical camps that are taking place in Fiji, in Russia, in Argentina, in Mexico, and many parts of the world. We just had a big medical conference, and I'll show you a few quick pictures from there. The Public Outreach Committee is very active now, and they are spreading Swami's message outside of the Sai organization into the general public, the human values message, the message of love and selfless service. And we have the Resource Management Committee to help. The Young Adults Committee is perhaps one of the most important committees of all of them. I'm proud to say that we just had a meeting with the young adults with Dr. Reddy, and we feel compelled to say that they will be leading us forward in different areas, and we are very inspired and hopeful about their leadership in the future. A few quick projects. I don't think we have time to click on this, but I'll just encourage you to go visit the website, sathasai.org, and look for the guidelines and operations manual that has been developed recently, after about a year's worth of work. And these guidelines and operations manual answer many questions that we have been hearing. How do I do this? How do I do that? What is Swami's guidance? All of this is based on starting with Swami's guidance, which are all the scriptures and all the material we need, and then practical management and operational instructions. They are all contained in here. Let me request Brother Kevin if he can quickly click on this link. I want to show you this link really quick. I encourage all of you to go to this link. Let me see a show of hands. How many of you have been on this site? If I could please have you raise your hands. About 80% on the ladies' side, about 50% on the men's side. Again, we have a little bit of work, brothers, to catch up. Please go on this site and click on any of these. This is updated every week, sometimes on a daily basis. And we put on the most recent material like Navaratri, Dasara, like the International Medical Conference that just happened 2-3 weeks ago. We had over 400 physicians and volunteers from 20 countries here. And a lot of the other information you'll find in here that are being put forward for your use. This is information you can use for your transformation. This material is carefully assembled from all over the world, like the Young International Leadership Program for Young Adults, festivals of major religions of the world, like the Jewish religion. And you have a lot more material here. This site is loading a little slowly because of the web access, but you have a lot more material here, including Swami's discourses, easy access to his teachings, the SSC initiatives, and so on and so forth. If you quickly go up to the top, I will just stop by referring you to, under resources, look at this at your leisure. You can drop this and you can get all kinds of different resources that will be helpful for you. In the education area, humanitarian relief area, guidelines, e-books for all of Swami's Vahinis are up here, videos collection. This is the program that was designed by the young adults, Sadhana of Love. But let me tell you, this one is applicable to everyone. It takes Swami's teachings, breaks them into 4 categories, and then gives us 18 sadhanas in each category that you can practice. You can spend your entire lifetime doing this and purifying yourself in your personal struggle. The annual report, I'll talk about this quickly later on. And if you went to the World Conference in 2015, you'll be able to see the 10th World Conference proceedings, all the summary of all the talks and all the other material there. Thank you, brother. Now let me move back again and just touch bases with you on some of the other projects that we are doing. We are adopting 95 Sai communities around the world by the 95th birthday of Swami, which is coming up in 2020. And this is a project I highly recommend New Zealand and other countries to participate in. There is a global chanting of Akhanda Gayatri that has been put forward recently. Encourage you to go here, sign up, and those who are signed up will be doing the Gayatri at a certain time, in a certain place, so that that mantra will be chanted around the world in unison. So this is why, like Akhanda Bhajan, it has been called Akhanda Gayatri, a fantastic project brought forward by the devotees from South America. 10th World Proceedings we talked about, and then the upcoming Veda conference will be held in Prasanthi Nilayam during the birthday time this year. These are just some examples of projects that we have. Now let me quickly switch into the media section and I'll show you some of the things that we are doing. We talked about the website. There is an annual report that is put forward every year. We offer it to Swami at his birthday. And this is a quick snapshot of all the activities that are happening around the world on an annual basis. Bulletins and snapshots are sent out every other week. Every week we send either a bulletin or a snapshot that goes to your email. Let me see how many of you are getting this information. If you want this, please sign up with one of your representatives and we'll add your email. And I'll request Brother Murali to make sure that these bulletin snapshots are forwarded to all devotees here in New Zealand. There is a Facebook also that is maintained by the young adults, Sai Universe. And then in addition, we have videos and brochures that come up from time to time. I've shown you these websites before. Please visit them at your leisure. SaiUniverse.sathyaSai.org records the service activities that are going on around the world. Every month we publish 30 to 40 different stories with pictures, videos, etc. on them. And these are some quick pictures of the conference that was held beginning of this month back in USA in Anaheim. This is right opposite Disneyland. About 400 delegates came from all around the world, and we had a group picture representing 20 countries, including Dr. Narendranath from here, Dr. Rajat Ganeshwar from Fiji, and many other people. Now, I'm going to play a short video to show you a couple of videos to give you a flavor for the work that is going on around the world. If you can play this, Kevin. This is a project in West Indies where they build a home in a matter of 4 to 5 hours on a weekend. Starting from scratch, they build an entire home, they furnish it, completely equip it, and then turn it over to a homeless or a very disadvantaged, economically disadvantaged families. There is nothing asked in return except for their love and their promise to keep to the right path. Let you enjoy this wonderful project that built a few hundred homes of this type in different countries in the Caribbean. It is amazing to see how this project takes place, and this whole event is supported by Sai volunteers and sponsored by Sai devotees. That is amazing. This is just one example. Now let me move on to the next one, which I believe is a medical camp. We were just talking a little while ago about the 3 wings of the organization. Here you'll see a video in action of all 3 wings working together. Group of devotees from Russia, from the Russian-speaking countries, Northern European countries, get together once a year. They go to a village called Sairam, and this village has been existing for over 1,000 years. It's recorded in history. They go to the Sairam village in Kazakhstan, and they hold a medical camp where they also do EHV, and they also do service projects, and they have singing, devotional songs sung by different religions. This village has a large number of Muslim population in it. Let us play this video, brother, so we can see this quickly.
Sairam is one of the ancient places of the earth mentioned in Avesta book in the 4th century BC. Sairam has witnessed many holy souls. It was in Sairam that Haja Ahmed Yasawi, a great spiritual master, was born. In his highly elevated poems called The Divine Wisdom, he sang glory to devotion and love for God. Ahmed Yasawi's message to the descendants is as follows. Service to the truth begins with the service to man. 17 highly qualified doctors from the UK, the US and Uganda, and 14 specialists from the Russia's neighboring countries participated in the camp. Those living in Sairam and the neighboring villages were treated by ophthalmologists, refractionists, allergists, endocrinologists, pediatricians, dentists, general practitioners, and others. Over 4,000 people received highly professional medical care, with 2,500 women and 800 children among them. During the camp, the social service delivered 250 social packs, with the total weight of over 2,500 tons. The Sairam older people blessed the volunteers with the following words. It is as if from the heaven that these gifts have come to the families in need. You have made our children happy. The construction service completed a huge amount of work. There were 5 most important construction and repair projects. Toilets construction for the local school, 2 schoolrooms repaired, 4 new toilets installation and repair at the local polyclinic. The construction team repaired an old house which belonged to a single mother of 5 children. In spite of all the difficulties in her life, this brave woman has a firm belief in Allah. She impressed the volunteers with her optimism and buoyancy. 2 months before the camp, by inviting the local teachers and students to participate in the program called Sayram, the cultural and spiritual pearl of Kazakhstan. The program included 5 nominations. As well as fun lessons for kindergarten children. Every participant of this unforgettable camp experienced so much love, warmth, care and bliss.
Thank you. Isn't that beautiful? This is Swami's love in action. And just to make sure we understand, we are not seeking publicity, we are not seeking to promote ourselves, we are seeking to inspire and motivate others. When I show this video at places where people have not talked about Swami or they don't know it, they get curious, they say, what do you do, what is driving you, etc. And they learn about the messages and the timeless, universal, eternal words of Swami. We are not trying to promote it, but to get this, you have to send the material to us. If we do not get the material, then we cannot put this together. So we have many videos like this, but in the interest of time, I will not show you more videos. I will end with touching on 1 or 2 other topics after this. If I can go to the next slide. Thank you. Just mention to you one example. This is last year's annual report, which we put together. And you probably have seen copies of this. There are some copies here with your organization. But I'll tell you one quick incident before we close. This is the first copy of the book that was brought to Prasanthi by the publisher, which is a major publisher. And you notice this devotee streaks in them. They're not put in by accident. I'll quickly relate to you the story. This is the first book which was printed and offered to Swami at his house in Chennai. And when the book was opened, then the book was found to be filled with devotees both in the front and in the back. This is the back page. And this is the book that was brought into Prasanthi, and when they showed it to me, I gave it to Dr. Reddy. He had it to offer to Swami. It clearly shows that he's pleased with the work, he's pleased with his devotees, and he wants us to go forward. So with that, I'd like to stop here and thank you for the opportunity to share some of this work with you. Thanks a lot.
We would normally see. So I think we'll all be dropping into their website before long.